Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. We are in Awayuki chapter 1, Heaven and Earth Shaken. I actually forgot that there was a man on fire until I brought this game back up again. It's been a while since I actually looked at it, and being a mom of 3 teenagers, I have a really busy schedule, so I've been having a hard time. To be completely honest, I've been having a hard time wanting to record videos because it feels like the only time I have time to myself is at night. And so I usually don't get on the computer at night if I'm just not, I don't know, if I'm not feeling up to it, I guess, which has been a lot lately. Spending a lot of time with kids, it just makes me really value my alone time, so but I apologize. I will try to be better at making these videos. The air around us filled with screams, and in the middle of it all, my goodness, it animates the fire. A figure was engulfed in flames. I have to save him. What are you going to do? My body rushed forward before my mind could register any sense of fear.
Hime-sama!
Ishiro's panicked voice was quickly drowned out by the shouting of the crowd. I was soon swallowed into a stream of people fleeing and was unable to move forward. My legs finally buckled from being pushed back. I felt my body being carried away by the crowd at first, but in the next moment I found myself in his arms. Awayuki, he came to save you.
帰るぞ。
No, we have to help that man.
もう遅い。
No, he's literally on fire. At that, I returned my gaze to the fire to see. Through the flames, although the flames were still burning, the voice of the man had been silenced and his body no longer stirred.
幸い、家屋には燃え移ってない。後の処理は領民たちにもできる。
Man, he's just talking like it's natural.
お前は、ひとまず家に戻って、報告が上がってくるのを待て。
You're right, sorry. His level-headed voice was enough to make me nod in agreement. Awayuki fixed his hold on me, then glanced over at Yashiro. He didn't call out to him, and we instead turned away from the road towards the castle district. He's got something against Awayuki, or Yashiro, I know it. After departing the Seraph quarter, we returned home. I could still see the scene burned into my eyelids and felt my body trembling involuntarily. Awayuki drew a bath for me and firmly carried me in, then brushed my hair afterward. He continued getting me ready for bed without question, brewing me a cup of strong ginger tea.
詳しい話は明日だ。報告が上がってきたらすぐ対応できるように、今のうちに休んどけ。
As he spoke, Awayuki lifted the covers and pushed me into bed. Just push you. Yes, of course. In times like these, he always became focused and unyielding in whatever he set out to do. I knew that he wouldn't listen to anything else I had to say, so I simply obeyed his instructions.
ほら、今夜はもう寝ろ。眠れないならテルも繋いでてやろうか?
Oh, you'll hold her hand, huh? I'm not that much of a child. He spoke teasingly, and I couldn't help but snap back at him. But thanks to that, I felt myself regaining a bit of my color. Say, Awayuki.
Hmm?
Earlier, my mind just went blank. I couldn't do anything. But you were completely calm. If only I could have. I wanted to express my regret over being unable to take care of the situation, but he cut me off.
いや、俺も動揺はしたけどな。
Really?
人が死ぬのを見たことはあるが、さすがに燃えたのは初めてだし。けどまあ、目の前で何かが起きて、たとえ俺がどれだけ驚いたとしても、その時すべきことがあれば、考える間もなく体が動くようにできてる。
Meaning getting her out of there was more important. Most important. He looked at me with an exasperated expression and let out a sigh.
姫を支え、姫を守るのが俺の仕事だろ。良くも悪くも従者根性が骨の髄まで染みついてるってことだな。
As I lay there, he knelt at my bedside and took my hand. Then he brought my fingers so close to his face that they nearly touched his nose, and he spoke again.
危険なことが起きた時こそ、当主は動くな。周りが余計に混乱する。前に出るより、後ろから命じて人を動かせ。それができるのは、お前だけなんだから。
In response to his serious tone, I replied, "This was not a save file, so we're going to say, is that really okay? Are you sure it's really okay?"
安全な場所で守られてることを不満に思うのは、お前らしいよ。けど、それはあまり貴族らしくない悩みだ。
Possibly seeing the look of discontent on my face, Awayuki continued to lecture me.
お前は替えが利かない人間なんだ。平民の暮らしに寄り添おうと思うのはいい。けど、身に危険が迫ってる時は例外だ。
Itehari was supposed to be a peaceful place free from danger, but today's incident shook my belief in that.
もう少し、自分の価値を自覚してくれ、姫。
His expression was unusually stern and I couldn't say anything to argue against him.
少しは落ち着いたか。さっきの顔色は、ひどくて見てられなかった。
I'm guessing it's okay to go back up now. Okay, I'm going to say I understand. I understand. I nodded obediently and Awayuki looked a bit surprised.
珍しく聞き分けがいいな。どうしたんだ?
He said, "What's wrong?" Nothing's wrong. I do feel that what you said is right. But because I wasn't able to do anything earlier, I was just reflecting on my actions.
立派になったな、姫。
Beneath his words of admiration, Awayuki's brows knit together in a somewhat concerned manner. Is my obedience that unexpected to you?
いや、違う。そういうんじゃなくて。
After his gaze wandered awkwardly for a moment, he finally continued.
最近の姫は頑張りすぎてる気がして、ちょっと気をもんでる。何でも一人でやろうとするだろう。成人したんだからって。
I suppose that's true, but...
当主としての仕事が増えた以上、もっと俺のことを使ってくれないと困る。従者は主人のために尽くすものだ。これまで通り、いや、これまで以上に頼ってほしいと、俺は思ってる。
More than you ever have. My attendant took his work so seriously that it worried me. I do rely on you, Awayuki. Not just with work, but other things. I'm relying on you right now, aren't I? But when you aren't around, I have to be able to do things on my own.
それなら、俺から離れなければ。
Never get separated. As Awayuki began to speak, his expression on his face changed. He seemed to swallow the words he was about to say and instead let out a deep sigh as he nodded.
姫の判断を信じます。
Thank you. All I could do to put my worried attendant at ease was to show through my actions what his mistress was capable of, so that he could place his full and complete trust in me.
少しは落ち着いたか。さっきの顔色はひどくて見てられなかった。
Alright, back to the original text. Awayuki gazed at me with a gentle smile of relief.
もう眠れそうか？他に何かしてほしいことは？
After a bit of hesitation, I decided to try and ask him. Your hand.
え？
Remember you said earlier...
Hmm?
You asked if I wanted you to hold my hand until I fell asleep. No, never mind. I know you're busy, Awayuki, so you have so much to do. I felt so embarrassed that I took back what I said without waiting for his response. You know what? I think I do want to hold your hand, but take off your glove. You gotta hold my hand with your bare hands. But before I could pull my hand away, Awayuki grasped it tightly, and he's smiling.
俺は、お前のものだろ。
Oh, are you?
姫のわがままに付き合うのも、俺の仕事だ。
I love how he says that. I'm yours, aren't I? Thank you, Awayuki. The feeling of his strong hands somehow calmed me down. Ever since I was small, even to this day, these hands have saved and supported me countless times. How old is he? Since you were small, huh? He must be like 5 or 6 years older than her, is what I'm guessing. So he was kind of like, I don't know, a teenage figure or older brother to her when she was younger. With our fingers clasped together, I slowly drifted off to sleep. I shuffled and turned over in bed. I feel like I was able to sleep so well last night, though I wonder if it's okay to have slept so long. I lifted my heavy eyelids. Sunlight filtered in through the gaps of the curtains, brightening my room. I wonder if he's still there. I might have overslept a bit. Where's Awayuki? Okay, he's not there. He always came to wake me, but I didn't remember him calling for me this morning. Wondering what was going on, I put on my clothes, brushed my hair, and quickly washed up. In the end, Awayuki never appeared, even after I left my room. Oh? Say, where's Awayuki?
あら、姫様のところにいらしてませんか？屋敷を出てはいないと思いますが。
That's what she thinks. I see. Maybe he's in the kitchen. Since I was little, Awayuki had always remembered what I wanted to eat and would prepare it for me before I even asked. Did I ask him for anything recently? Oh, maybe pudding. She's such a child like mine, isn't she? I want pudding. I figured that was what he was busy with and headed into the living room when I heard some voices at the front door. Oh? Do we have guests early this morning? Wondering who it could be, I made my way over. Probably what's his face.
もう話通じないな。ちょっとだけって言ってるじゃん。
Say what's his face because I can't actually remember his name. The red-haired guy. Not him. I mean, they're in the same organization, but...
お約束がない方を通すことはできません。それがたとえ、黒鶴の方々といえど。
いやいや、そんな大層なやつじゃなくて、挨拶ついでに。
He's here to say hi.
当家の当主はまだ休んでいます。申し訳ありませんが、日を改めてください。
And then if it was... Oh my gosh, I can't remember his name anymore. And then if it was the red-haired guy, Awayuki would have to step aside. Oh, he is there.
相変わらず生意気だね、Awayuki。
Yori, how can I forget that? He is there.
でもよかったね。君のお姫様はもう目を覚ましてるみたいだよ。
Lord Yori smiled, noticing me just as I stepped outside.
姫。
I gave a quick nod to Awayuki, then turned to face my guests. Good morning, Lord Yori. Do you have business with the Eastern Fifth?
ちょっと話を聞きたいんだよね。昨日、君の領区で人間が燃えた件について。居合わせた人間が証言してるんだけど、姫君は昨日、その場にいたらしいね。
より様、お願いします。どうか日を改めていただけませんか。
ああ、事件の翌日にこんな話をするのは、ちょっと無神経だった？でも、Itehariの秩序より一人の姫君の気持ちを尊重してたら、僕たちの仕事は立ち行かなくなっちゃうよね。
俺は、東郷の家に対する最低限の礼を求めているだけです。
Lord Yori bore the name of the Western Second, setting aside any personal matters that might motivate his visit. If he were here on behalf of the Kodazuru, he would be obliged to contact the family for an appointment first. That was why Awayuki's request was in line with the long-established customs of Itehari nobility.
へえ、本当に相変わらずだね、淡雪。君が本当に礼儀というものを理解してるなら、今ここで僕たちの邪魔はしないと思うんだけど。
He was referring to the fact that it was unthinkable for a servant to defy a noble. It's all right, Awayuki. If my testimony can be of use, I'll cooperate. Please come inside.
あ、そうっすか。じゃ、お邪魔しまーす。
As seen by Awayuki, who had a worried look on his face, the two smiling soldiers entered the mansion.
調査に協力してくれてありがとう、姫君。ああ、こっちは僕の副官だよ。
ちゃんとご挨拶するのは初めてっすよね。どうも、愛次郎です。
Nice to meet you, Ajiro. I am Hinagiku of the Eastern Fifth.
じゃあ、早速本題に入らせてもらうよ。思いがけず時間を無駄にしちゃったからね。
Lord Yuri smiled, glancing back behind me towards Awayuki. He then returned his gaze to me and continued.
姫君には前にちょっと話したよね。近頃おかしな事件が増えてるって。
Yes. Back then, Lord Yuri didn't explain what sort of incidents they were, but it seemed he was about to explain them now.
人が燃えたのは昨日が初めてじゃない。この事件はすでに何度も起きている。具体的には、被害者の数がもう片手では数えられないくらいに。
ま、人以外も燃えてるんすけどね。最近は火事とかぼやも増えてるんすよ。しかも状況にそこそこ共通点が多くて。今のとこ計画的なつけ火じゃないかって黒鶴では睨んでるんすけど。
It can't be. Arson in Itehari was a serious crime. It was impossible to believe that such a person could be here in the city.
黒鶴は昨日の事件が一連のつけ火と関係があるのか、目下調査してるところ。
They're saying that what happened yesterday wasn't an accident. My mind was reluctant to make the connection between the two crimes. Ajita replied to me as I dwelled on that thought.
でも、繋がってないって証拠もないんすよね。なんで、とりあえず調べるっていうか。
I see.
目撃者は全員口を揃えて人が急に燃えたと言ってたんだけど、彼らが状況をきちんと認識できてたかは怪しい。それに平民同士で結託して嘘をついてるって可能性もなくはないし。だから姫君が居合わせたのは運が良かったよ。何が起きたのか聞かせてもらえる？
I saw the same. That person suddenly caught on fire.
近くに火種になるようなものはなかった？
Nothing that I noticed. I replied while carefully searching through my memory. Just before the fire, I think he was speaking with an acquaintance while walking down the road. Then suddenly...
人間がただ普通に歩いてるだけでいきなり燃えるなんてあり得ると思います？
I don't know what you want me to say. I'm only telling you what I saw.
自然発火とは考えづらいし、原理はともかく、この町の秩序を乱す何かがあることは確かだろうね。
やだなぁ。何の手がかりもなくて調べるの骨が折れそうっすね。
Regardless of how they did it, whoever was setting fires out of malice should have been spirited away, right? The jailer frowned at my question. Frown. Yuri's scoff seemed to be directed towards me.
大樹様のお力であっさり解決してもらえると楽なんだけどね。それなら、この町に黒鶴はいらない。この件については、竜英も頭を痛めてるみたいだよ。早く解決しろって圧をかけてきてる。姫君にもまた話を聞かせてもらうことがあるかもしれない。その時はよろしくね。
Of course. I was still effectively being forced to cooperate with Lord Yori, but I did hope that for these incidents to be resolved as soon as possible.
うん。じゃあ愛次郎、先に帰ってていいよ。
Oh, just
Eh?
him?
姫君、見送ってあげてくれる？
Oh, do you want a word with Awayuki alone? Me?
お姫様に見送ってもらうのは、さすがにちょっと俺が分不相応っていうか。てか、そもそもより様は帰らないんすか？
ちょっと彼に話があるんだよね。
As he spoke, Lord Yori pointed his gaze at Awayuki. Oh my goodness.
ほら、君とはあの時以来、まともに話したこともなかったし。
You know, blackmail him into something. I can see that happening. Given the way he spoke to him, Lord Yori and Awayuki were clearly acquainted in the past. What does he mean by that day? My attendant had fallen silent with a solemn expression on his face. I turned to Lord Yori and said, See, I'm going to say first, I'll accompany Ajiro. I'll accompany Ajiro back then. It was clear he wanted to speak privately with Awayuki. I felt it was best that I left the room.
なんかすみません、うちのより様が。
Contrary to what he said, Ajiro didn't look particularly apologetic as I led him out of the living room.
より様っていつもああなんすよね。俺たちにだって意味わかんない命令も多くて。
Wonder how far I should be going before I try to go back.
俺は黒鶴の中ではそこそこ付き合いが長い方なんすけど、おかげでいつも胃が痛いっていうか。
Jiro was quite talkative as he laid out his grievances. I nodded vaguely as I listened, feeling as though I could relate.
ところで聞いていいっすか？
Go ahead.
東郷の領区は治安ってどうなんです？深い意味はないんすけど。実際のとこどうなのかなって。例えば幻覚を見るようなヤバめの薬が流行ってるとかないです？
I was initially taken aback by how rude Lord Yori's subordinate was to ask that question, but my annoyance won out and I answered him curtly. I've never heard of such a thing.
そうっすか。まあ、若いお姫様は領区のことなんてそんなに知らないっすよね、普通。
He was clearly trying to provoke me, but I wouldn't give him the satisfaction of knowing his words had any impact. After that, I returned him to his post without saying another word. I could probably go back now. Okay. Oh.
考え直していただけませんか、より様。彼女はまだ子供です。
I'm gonna go back up, but I am very intrigued by this. Still just a child, huh? See? Alright, we're gonna say you should leave as well. Affectionate for who? I didn't even say. I'm guessing because we're in his room, it's just gonna say him automatically. Forgive me, but I must ask that you take your leave along with us. Awayuki must attend to his task to manage our household. I had a feeling that Awayuki didn't want to talk to Lord Yori. Lord Yori gazed back and forth between me and Awayuki, then gave a smile of indecipherable meaning.
そんなに時間は取らないよ。あ、そうだ。せっかくだから、 姫君も一緒に3人で話そうか。僕はそれでも構わないけど。
I made eye contact with Awayuki, who wore a stiff expression.
姫、
Yes?
少し時間をいただけますでしょうか。より様のお話を伺いたいと思います。
Very well. Then I'll accompany you back, Kajiro. I stood from my seat as I spoke, and as I passed by Awayuki,
ありがとな。
he spoke in a hushed voice. Even though this was what Awayuki wanted, I still felt worried about leaving him behind.
より様っていつもああなんすよね。
Alright, so we're back to where we were.
考え直していただけませんか、より様。彼女はまだ子供です。
Sounds very desperate, whatever he just asked.
立派な大人だと思うよ。成人して、当主としての執務も後見人から引き継いだ。それに、勘違いされても困るな。僕は、君に相談してるわけじゃない。
Whatever it is, he is telling you he's doing it. What is it? No, dang it. I want to know. I wonder if he's like asking for her hand in marriage or something. Probably not, because it's not his route. But something along that severe of a line. Because he said in the common route that he had a person he was interested in that he was thinking of pursuing when the marriage was brought up. Whether that is played out a little bit in Awayuki's route or whether it's saved for his, I don't know, but he said he's not asking for permission, so he wants something from her. After I saw Ajiro off, I came back to my study and was quietly taking care of work when I heard a knock. Come in. Where's Lord Yori?
帰ったよ。それより朝食はすぐに用意できるが。
I think I'm alright today. I just want to work on anything that I can get my hands on right now.
愛次郎様に何か言われたのか。
Yes. I told him exactly what Ajiro asked me. As he listened, Awayuki's expression hardened. Anyone would agree that he was being rude, right? I'm feeling more and more angry the longer I think about it. And Lord Yori too. I can't believe he suggests that our own people could share the blame.
ああ、あれな。
Lord Yori had thought nothing of saying that testimonies from anyone apart from nobles couldn't be trusted.
お前がその場で噛みつかなかったのは偉いなって思ってた。
Awayuki gave a faint smile and sat down where he always did, in a chair beside my desk. That was his usual spot while I was working. It's kind of cute that he just sits in a chair next to her and watches her while she works.
霧のいいところまで終わったら買い物でも行くか。
Must go shopping, huh? He blinked at the unusual suggestion. Yes, let's go.
満足するまで付き合うよ。
Oh no. I feel like I think he's trying to spend as much time with her as possible before like Yori takes her away. Yuki's expression relaxed and he seemed to be less tense. Is he being more considerate of me than usual? The fire from yesterday, followed by Lord Yori's sudden visit, Awayuki must have noticed my fatigue and unease sooner than I did. By the way, as I felt gratitude for his concern, a question occurred to me. What did you talk about with Lord Yori?
大した話じゃない。いつもの調子でネチネチ絡まれただけだ。
Of course he's not going to tell us. Really, is that all? When I asked again, Awayuki gazed back at me almost as if he wanted to say something. I felt a bit nervous, wondering if it was a sore subject when he spoke again.
ひなぎく。お前。
Yes? Yes. It seemed difficult to bring up, but after some hesitation, Awayuki continued.
いおり様に興味でもあるのか？
I knew it. Huh? No, not in the slightest. I was only worried that he might have said something troubling to you. It would be a lie if I said I wasn't interested in what sort of history they shared. But if Awayuki really doesn't want to talk about it, I shouldn't force him. I figured he would tell me if he felt it necessary, so I decided to wait until he did. That's all he's going to say? He asked if she's interested in him and she says no, and then he just drops it. Why? Lord Yori wants something from her. I feel bad. He probably is telling he's going to start courting her or something. After finishing our work, we had a simple lunch and went out into town as planned. As it was almost time for the Lantern Festival, the people outside were cheerful and everyone we went was full of energy. Everywhere we went. The place we made our way was to the boutique that I frequently visited.
まだ買うのか？
More what? Yes. she buying stuff. There were plenty of nobles who placed orders with the boutiques to have new fashions sent directly to their estates. However, I enjoyed going to the boutiques themselves and felt like that practice suited me better. I don't know what to choose since everything looks good on you. Oh, on you. Of course it was fun to buy things for myself, but I was here today to buy some clothes for Awayuki. So funny. She's like dressing him like a little doll. If there are clothes on display that you like, we can have the hems and sleeves altered. Also, let's have something made in the same fabric as the ones we bought for me the other day. She wants matching outfits. I think that color will look great on you, Awayuki.
はいはい。いつも選んでくれてありがとな。けど、従者の服にそんな金かけなくても。
She's so cute. Spending all this money on him. But these clothes look good on you, Awayuki, so I want you to have more. Wouldn't it be a problem for me if my attendant was seen wearing anything out of fashion?
そういうものか？まあ、姫の言うことには従うけどな。
This main character is so much more entertaining than Battlefield Waltz, I swear. She's so adorable. Oh, look, this one might be nice. Awayuki tilted his head to the side, still hesitant as I held a new article of clothing over his body to measure it. I continued to enjoy picking out new outfits for him, until Awayuki finally stopped me, cautioning that I was about to buy up the whole shop. So it's gonna rein her in. I asked for the clothes I purchased to be delivered to the house and we departed. Say, Awayuki, once they arrive, show me how they look on you.
はいはい。わかったわかった。
Awayuki seemed annoyed as he agreed, but his mouth curved into a faint smile.
ま、姫のご機嫌が治ったなら、それでいいよ。
I think he's just spending all this time to spoil her rotten before Yori takes her away. Good. It wasn't as though I had forgotten what happened yesterday. The color of flame seemed to flash before me everywhere I looked, and the screams of the people still rang in my ears. But I was able to have a normal day without moping about, even if only on the surface, all thanks to Awayuki.
買うものも買ったし、そろそろ帰るか？
In response to Awayuki's question, I said, Alright, first we're going to say thank you for today. I really did want to enjoy spending more time with Awayuki, but Awayuki is busy too. I can't keep dragging him around all the time. Okay, let's start heading back. Thanks for today, Awayuki.
どういたしまして。姫が行きたいなら、またいつでも付き合ってやるよ。
Are you sure? You're always busy. You don't have that kind of time, do you?
いつも言ってるだろ。お前が俺の仕事を気にする必要はないよ。お前は俺の主人なんだから。いつだって、お前の命令が最優先だ。
I'm happier when Awayuki invites me out instead of the other way around, like today. But it didn't seem right for me to say that aloud. So I stayed quiet as I began my journey home with him. Alright, get back up.
買うもの
Alright, let's go somewhere else. We don't want to go home yet. Let's go somewhere else for just a bit longer. It had been so long since I was out in town with Awayuki for matters that didn't involve work. Oh, how about getting some Itarashi dango before heading back? Is that alright?
夕食が入らなくなるからダメ。それに最近、間食が増えてないか？
He's scolding her. No, I'm sure I'm not eating too much. My hands quickly covered my stomach in defeat. Seeing that, Awayuki gave a wry smile with a hint of an exasperation.
冗談だよ。仕方ない。今日は特別ってことにするか。
Make an exception. He's spoiling her. Really? Are you sure?
ああ。けど、みたらしはあんまり良くない。きな粉にしとけ。
Okay. I agreed, knowing Awayuki was always keeping my nutrition in mind. I felt completely at ease. As I finished the skewer dango I bought at an outdoor stall, suddenly, a cold drop of water fell onto my cheek. Oh? Is it raining? I looked up and saw gray clouds billowing into the sky that weren't there earlier.
大丈夫。対策は万全だ。
Awayuki was full of confidence and even some pride.
こんなこともあろうかと用意してきた。
As he spoke, he took out... Oh, mechanical umbrella. Mechanical. It was the newest umbrella developed by the Hinagiku by Tsukusa. It didn't often rain in Itehari, but Awayuki must have had it ready since he often encountered many passing rains for some reason. What do you mean for some reason? This umbrella was becoming popular among nobles since it could be folded up and carried around easily.
俺はともかく姫を濡らすわけにはいかないし、準備は万全に。
Oh?
ん？開かないな、これ。
He broke it. If I recall, when I took it out with me the other day...
あ！中軸が折れてる！不良品か？前に使った時はちゃんと開いたのに。
She broke it. I broke it. I stood frozen while recalling my mistake as Awayuki slowly turned to me.
姫。
Yes? He just knows. Just the way she says it, probably he knows. He seemed to understand what had happened from my awkward reply. After returning the umbrella to its compact form, he gave an exasperated smile.
ちょっと走るか。
He doesn't even care. I think I just know something bad's gonna happen because he'd probably be scolding her right now if Lord Yori hadn't mentioned his strange plan. I'm gonna just run home. He dashed off, hoping to make it home before it really started to pour. The rain grew stronger just as we crossed into the second division, and we took shelter under the eaves of a nearby building. I wonder if it's going to meet up with the rest of the where the other choice left off. I think it said the next day, but we'll see, I guess. I was hoping for a screenshot soon. I didn't get too drenched, but Awayuki, you're...
いいからおとなしくしてろ。動くな。
Awayuki patted his handkerchief across my wet bangs, gently drying them. He was closer to me than usual. I could clearly see tiny sparkling drops of water clinging to his eyelashes. They're so pretty, I know, right?
帰ったらすぐ風呂の準備させるから。
And look at him. He is so handsome. I'll be fine. You know how tough I am. Awayuki was fixated on taking care of me even though he was wet too. I don't catch colds very often, do I? It's not a big deal.
まあ、貴族の姫にしては頑丈な方だと思うが。
I had always been an energetic, healthy child when I was little and my injuries healed quickly.
けど、疲れがたまれば体調を崩すこともある。慎重すぎるくらいでちょうどいいだろ？
Really?
ああ。俺は従者として、主人の体調管理を完璧にしたいんだ。
These were the words I had come to expect from someone so serious about his work, but there was something strangely earnest about his tone. It made my heart skip a beat. In an effort to ignore the sudden fluttering in my chest, I responded as casually as I could. I'm happy that you're serious about your work, but shouldn't I take more responsibility for myself now that I'm an adult?
大人
Huh? I am an adult, aren't I? I'm already of age. Oh, brought up yesterday's conversation, I bet. Awayuki? I paused, thinking his reaction was strange. I know. I'm an adult, and she's of age, and now he's reminded of yesterday. After standing in silence for a moment, Awayuki replied in a teasing way.
何が大人なんだか。年を重ねたところで、俺がいないと何もできないままだろ、姫は。
Feeling that was a bit uncalled for, I retorted. Well, I bet you couldn't get by without me, Awayuki. You always get rained on, all the fortunes you draw are bad ones, and most mechanical things you touch end up broken. But the one who broke the umbrella was me, sorry.
謝る必要なんてない。まあ、壊した時に素直に報告してほしかったけど。
I thought about it, you know. I was waiting for the right opportunity, but it just got away from me somehow.
ますます子供じゃないか。あのな、物が壊れることは仕方ない。それよりこういう必要な時に、お前に不便を強いる方が俺は嫌なんだ。
Yuki gave a quick sigh.
なあ、ひなぎく。確かに、俺はお前がいないとダメだよ。
I think it's adorable how he's admitting it like that.
だから、これからも好きに使ってくれ。俺は、お前のものなんだから。
Huh? Of course, you'll always be my attendant, Awayuki. As I stood still, allowing Awayuki to drive me off, I smiled. Although he was fussing over me in the moment, I felt strangely calmed by it. It tickled a little, but it certainly wasn't unpleasant. That was so cute. There we go. It was noon the next day, and the skies were clear and the sun was shining. After finishing my duties for the day, I left the house as usual.
姫
I looked behind me to see Awayuki rushing after me in a hurry. What's the matter? Did I forget something?
俺も行く。
Huh? I was so surprised to hear it. While I honestly felt happy that he was offering to join me even after yesterday, are you worried about me after what happened?
当然だろ。それに、最近は変な事件も増えてるって、ヨリ様たちから聞いたばかりだし。しばらくは、一人で出歩かせたくない。
Probably more afraid that Yori's going to approach her. That might have been the reason why he came out with me yesterday. It's only natural for an attendant to be worried about his mistress, but... This is a save file, so, not that. This one. I'm gonna save it. I don't think there was a common route save, right? Yeah, I just saved that because I had to turn off my Switch. Okay. I'm gonna save it here. And for save choices, we're not going to look at the other one because it usually leads down a different end one way or another. So we're going to say, are you sure? Are you sure? If you're busy, I won't go out today.
遠慮なんてしなくていい。姫に不自由をさせないのも、俺の大事な仕事。
Awayuki winked playfully, but a part of me wondered if this was the first time he had ever done so. Winked playfully, probably. He's not acting himself, that's for sure. It was clear that he was doing the best to make me feel at ease, and I couldn't help but smile. Alright, Awayuki, then let's go together. I'm happy to be out with you 2 days in a row, but it does feel strange. It reminds me of when I was little and we used to go out everywhere together.
あのな、覚えてないのか？
Remember what?
お前は小さい頃から 俺の目を盗んで一人で屋敷を抜け出してたろ。
Now that you mention it, it's possible that it may have happened.
かもじゃない、そうだったんだ。その度に俺がどれだけ肝を冷やしたか。まあ夕暮れ時にはちゃんと戻ってきたからあまり怒らないようにしてたけど。
I'm sorry for worrying, Yawayuki.
まったくだ。それで今日はどこに？
I wanted to take a look around the Seraph Quarter. Yesterday afternoon, we received a formal report about the incident. The list of facts were not much different from what I had seen myself. Even if the person who had been speaking with the victim couldn't describe anything more detailed than how he suddenly burst into flames. One of his sleeves might have brushed against a small flame and burned into a larger one without anyone noticing. That was what was written in the report.
顔見知りがあんな死に方をして領民たちも動揺してるだろうしな。当主様の顔を見れば少しは安心するか。
I hope so. Visiting is about all I can do right now.
姫は十分すぎるほどよくやってる。
Awayuki praised me, gently brushing his hand across my head. You're treating me like a child again. I pretended to be angry, but Awayuki didn't take me seriously in the slightest.
そうじゃないよ。髪が乱れたら俺が直すのは当然だろ。
Well, that's true. I wasn't fully satisfied with his answer, but it was unpleasant how nice he was to me, so I couldn't help but go along with his reasoning. He just wants a reason to touch her. Everyone gradually welcomed me when we arrived.
姫様だ。
Oh my goodness, it's Yashiro. I turned back around at the sound of the voice to see Yashiro and Zuyakusa standing there. Oh. Come to think of it, I hadn't seen Yashiro since yesterday and I hadn't even contacted him. I'm sorry, Yashiro. I hurried back home after the incident.
何があったか話は聞いたよ。ヤシロは迷子にならずに帰ってきたし、俺はひなぎくが無事ならそれでいい。
俺も姫様には安全な場所に避難してほしいと思っていたから、淡雪が連れ去ってくれて安心したよ。
Yashiro smiled as he spoke, then his expression turned more serious.
事件の後、現場の様子を調べてみたんだ。でも、発火の原因はわからなかった。
I heard that his sleeve might have brushed against an open flame.
確かに、そう考えるしかない状況だよ。でも、火種になるようなものは付近になかったと思う。
I tried thinking back to the day, but came to the same conclusion as Yashiro. There was nothing that looked like an open flame on the road.
その話は一旦置いとくとして、昨日うちに黒鶴が来たんだけど。
半月堂にですか？
そうそう、大変だったよ。
へえ、君も現場にいたんだ。
Oh no.
とりあえず、詳しく話してもらっていいですか？
痛くもない腹を探られることになって散々だったよ。
Judging by Tsuyaku's exhausted expression, I can imagine what he had been through.
毒にも薬にもならない話をありがとう。ま、そう簡単に確信につながる情報が手に入るわけないか。今日はこれで帰るけど、引き続き調査協力よろしくね。
ああ、何か聞いたら連絡しますよ。
つゆくさくん、それってさ、ちょっと消極的すぎない？
え？
今回の件で誰もが不安になってる。一日でも早く事件の解決が急がれてるんだよ。
なるほど。 情報が飛び込むのを待ってないで自分の足で稼がないとってことっすよね。
愛白にしては察しがいいね。褒めてあげよ
いや、じゃあ、まあ、本業に触らない範囲で。
う。黒鶴に協力するのは、いてはりに生きる者の大事な義務だよね。それに、君たちは僕に恩を売っておいた方がいいと思うけどな。
You know, the more this guy talks, the more I dislike him myself. Tsuyakusa's manner of conveying the conversation confirmed that it was just a thinly veiled threat.
面倒だし断りたかったんだけど、あんまりごねて仕事に影響出ても嫌だし。なんかほら、あることないこと報告されて、最悪神隠しとかシャレになんないじゃん？
I don't think they would.
ないとも言い切れないんじゃないかな。より様？彼はいざとなれば、手段を選ばなさそうな人に見えるよ。少なくとも俺には、だけど。
I guess I can see what you mean. The idea was so unsettling that I didn't want to think about Lord Yori anymore. So you two are going to be handling the investigation.
あ、なんか嫌な予感が。
I want to help too.
ひなぎく。
Awayuki spoke my name in a sharp, scolding way.
調査なら黒鶴に任せとけばいい。巻き込まれた露草様たちは、まあ、災難だけど。この件に姫が積極的に関わる必要は。
I know what Awayuki wants to say, but whenever I've brought any creature home, you've always told me to take responsibility until the very end, right, Awayuki?
それは、まあ。
I found Yoshiro, and I'm the one who put him in Tsuyakusa's care. I feel it's my responsibility to now help both of them out of this predicament. He knew exactly where it was going. Please, Awayuki. He stayed silent for a moment, but finally let out a heavy sigh.
わかった。けど条件がある。何かするときは必ず俺を頼ること。隠し事をせずに何でも言え。お前に何かあったらと思うと、正直気が気じゃない。
I promise. I nodded with a smile, but Awayuki's concerned expression remained. He returned home just as the sun was setting. Awayuki headed towards the kitchen, saying he was going to get dinner ready right away. Now that I was alone, my thoughts went back to that horrific scene of a person suddenly being burned alive. I want to ensure nothing like that ever happens again, for the residents and for Itehari, but I was a bit worried about Awayuki. Awayuki's always overprotective of me, but perhaps because of this recent series of incidents, I felt he had been even more overprotective than usual. Am I just imagining things? Nope, probably not. I tried to observe my attendant at dinner that day. At a glance, he seems as normal as usual, but his face seems stiff somehow, like he's upset or nervous. I imagine the reason was because I told Tsuyakusa I wanted to help. Or maybe...
姫様、表にお客様がいらしています。
Oh no, a guest.
黒鶴のより様です。近くを通りかかったので、ぜひ挨拶したいとおっしゃっていて。
Lord Yori just doesn't happen to be passing by. He does things very... has a reason for everything. He just doesn't wander by.
俺が出てくる。
I'll come too. I stood from my seat as I spoke, and Awayuki's brow furrowed slightly. I pretended I didn't notice the change in his expression and departed the room. Saying nothing more, he followed me out. So, as we walked through the hallway, I spoke up to Awayuki about something that had been bothering me. When Lord Yori came here the other day and said he has something to speak to you about. I couldn't stop him, remember? I've just been regarding all this time that there was something I could have done. That was the reason why I didn't want to let Awayuki go alone this time.
そんなこと気にしなくていい。まあ、確かに頼様の相手をするのは得意じゃないというか好きじゃないというかできれば遠慮したいが。俺があまりダダをこねると、主人であるお前の責任って話になるだろ。それは避けたい。
After hearing that, what I felt was just how much each and every one of his actions were meant for my sake. While I was grateful for my attendant's sincere loyalty to me, I was also worried for him because of it. We soon found that Lord Yori had arrived alone. He didn't have his aide Ajiro at his side. Good day, Lord Yori. I had no idea we were to expect the honor of your visit at this hour. Whatever is the matter. Lord Yori and I weren't well enough acquainted with each other to visit so casually. No, right. I asked my question in a firm voice as I could, but Lord Yori didn't seem to pay it any mind as he smiled.
そんなに警戒されると悲しいな。もう他人ってわけでもないんだから。
I could hear a change in Awayuki's breathing behind me. Oh, I was under the impression that we were strangers.
ん？まあ、そうとも言えるけど。
Lord Yori seemed somewhat puzzled as he tilted his head.
僕の話、ちゃんと考えてくれた？それとも、まだしばらく待ってほしい？
Consider? Was Awayuki supposed to tell her something? I'm afraid I don't understand. What was I meant to consider? In response to my request for clarification, Lord Yori spoke with frank ease.
僕と君との婚約の話。
I knew it. It's something about marriage. ... What? A shout echoed through the night sky of Itehari. That's gonna end, isn't it? Always a cliffhanger with this game. Oh my goodness. I think what Awayuki meant to do was take her out, you know, let her have a lot of fun, and then break it down to her that Lord Yori wants to marry her. He just couldn't bring himself to do it. That's what I think what happened. Because especially since she's supposed to be considering it, she's like, what am I considering? That's so funny. I love how these chapters end. Anyway, I kind of want to keep going. I mean, I'm not going to do it in this episode, but it's midnight. I want to keep reading because I don't know. I'm enjoying this game a lot. Even though I don't record it very often. If I would have remembered about the Burning Man, like I probably would have got on sooner, but I don't know. The October 7th is when a lot of stuff came out for a lot of different games, and I've just kind of been I've just been kind of caught in the middle of them because I want to do all of them and I can't do all of them, but like World of Warcraft Legion Remix is the biggest one because like I don't know, my husband got back into it recently and I want to play a game with him, and that's like the only mutual game that like we have a same interest in that we can play together, because otherwise we just have totally different tastes in games. So I've been playing that, and it's a limited time. It's only gonna last like 100 more days or something like that. It's gonna go till January something. But other than that, I've also been playing a lot of Love and Deep Space because of all the new myth banners that have been coming out, the third myth banners. I've been trying to raise money to pull for them because I've been getting really unlucky with my pulls. So I've been having to do a lot of I don't have a job, so I've been doing a lot of DoorDash, and I've been actually my husband was paying my children to scan magic cards into an app so he can catalog them digitally, and they just kind of gave up because it was boring. I'm like, I'll do it. So I've been skating cards for my husband and DoorDashi so I can pay for my virtual boyfriends. That's what he calls them anyway. He calls them my virtual boyfriends. So between that and WoW, like I haven't had a lot of time to record anything. I just wanted to be completely transparent about why I haven't been uploading. I've been really busy doing. I've been really busy prioritizing different things. Anyway, if you guys did enjoy, drop a like down below and or subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.